ऐसी हर कोशिश के मुंह पे दुश्मन के चौखट पे जाके दुश्मन के हर सांस मेरी हर बैरी सीने के अंदर दहक रही रंजिश के मुंह पे डिशुम 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 हे डिशुम हे 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 डिशुम दिल की जो परवाज़ें रोके हर ऐसी बंदिश के मुंह पे डिशुम डिशुम सपनों की जो सांस दबोचे ऐसी हर कोशिश के मुंह पे डिशुम डिशुम मैं बागी हवाओं का ये ऐलान पंजों में छुपाए हैं जो तूफान कैद से आजाद हो हर चोट में आवाज हो डिशुम 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 हर दुश्मन के मुंह पे डिशुम 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 हर दुश्मन के मुंह पे डिशुम 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 हर दुश्मन के मुंह पे डिशुम डिशुम Give it up for Mumbai fighters and with all of us on one. आप लोग सबको हमारे साथ डिशुम बोलना है 1, 2, 3 डिशुम! Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Agni. Thank you for that wonderful performance. I think we can do a little better than that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these may be happy moments for us, but I'd like all of you to join me in taking a solemn moment because the world of boxing recently lost one of its legends and absolute inspirations, Joe Frazier. If I could request you, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us for the World Series of Boxing Season 2, which makes its debut, or rather India makes its debut here. And enthusiasm is absolutely infectious as we all get a chance to see some of our favorite boxers, former world champions, former Olympic champions, all compete in the professional arena. Now let's meet both the teams. Visiting team, one of the favorites for this year as well, highly rated. Please join me in welcoming the Dolce and Gabbana Milano Thunder.
Welcome to the Shiv Chhatrapati Sports Complex in Pune, where the inaugural match of the 2011-12 season of the World Series of Boxing is about to take place. It is the Italian team of Milano visiting to take on Mumbai fighters. Alongside Charu Sharma, it's me, Ravikant Singh, welcoming you to this inaugural match. And Charu, what a fantastic debut. It's a home debut for Mumbai
now
fighters.
For the moment that Indian Boxing Federation is
yes,
waited
it
for
absolutely
a long
is. I'm
time,
so
as well
proud. Here we are now, the Mumbai fighters being announced into the arena here in Pune. It's going to be a terrific moment. It's the first time that they're taking part in WSB, but it is the second season. What a shame they missed out on the first season. But this is an important moment as they come into the arena with the cheers of those who've made the journey here. The stadium's not exactly in the middle of the city. I'm so glad that we do have a very large number here. And what an important inauguration of the second season of WSB with the new team, the Mumbai Fighters. And Trans Stadium have done so much to make this happen. They've got a fantastic bunch. We're seeing it here now. Balbi might begin today. They've got Diwakar Prasad, Gallagher, Singh, Kumar, and of course plenty of others. But I've got to say, Ravi, that Milano Thunder have the experience and they are possibly a better side. But we'll see how it goes. Great to be here.
Well, what a sight here. We see Paul Gallagher carrying the Indian tricolour with him, and he is the Irishman, the only foreigner that the Indian team has fielded for this tournament, as we stand by for the national anthems.
Thank you. If I could request you to please remain standing for the Indian national anthem.
Well,
very
that
much.
was the national anthem
Please
of
give a
the
round
two
of applause
participating
for
teams.
Chhatrapati.
It's
And I ask them to
Milano
please,
Thunder
leave
versus
before we get
Mumbai
ready for our
Fighters
first fight.
at
Don't
the
think
Shiv
about the Milano
Chhatrapati
Thunders and the
Sports
Venki's
Complex here in Pune, just on the outskirts. And I think, Charu, that's one of the reasons why we don't have a full house, because people do have to make an effort to come out here, even when it is an international competition.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a minor problem, Ravi, but I'm so glad that people have made the journey. And, of course, it's a very important occasion, so the IBA people are very much in force. Now, here's a quick look at the schedule. Balbi Singh starts out for the Mumbai Fighters. He's a strong fighter, Ravi. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get the international success that he was set out to. Volkov, of course, is very, very strong. So we'll have a terrific bantamweight to begin with. Remember, there are only 5 bouts and 5 rounds each, so it's going to be a very compressed evening of some terrific boxing. Then, of course, Diwakar Prasad against Carrasco Herrera, who is only 19, so maybe the Indians have an edge there. And, of course, Gallagher versus Derevyanchenko. Now, good as Gallagher may be, Commonwealth gold medalist, Derevyanchenko is #1. So, you know, that might go easily in Milano Thunder. We'll see. And Jason, again, very little experience. Kumar, very little experience against the big man Clemente Russo. So, on the face of it, yes, Milano Thunder, Dolce Gabbana Milano Thunder are favoured. They did rather well last year as well. But you never know. It's a new commodity, the Mumbai Fighters.
Well, there you see Volkov, Vitaliy Volkov of Ukraine on your screens. He's representing Milano Thunder. And it's quite interesting to see that in the lineup for the Milano Thunder, where there is only one Italian boxer. The rest are all from other countries. 2 from Ukraine, 1 from Argentina and 1 from Latvia.
Well, why not? After all, that's the flavor of World Series boxing, that you are allowed to take in a whole lot of other nationalities, just to ensure that the team is widely represented, that boxing grows equally in many areas of the world. And I think among the boxers, I'm sure it's a very special feeling. Here's Balbi Singh, and the crowd rises to the occasion. Balbi, like I said, very talented. Unfortunately got bypassed by the Indian selector some time back, so he hasn't been able to achieve as much as he might have wanted to. But I tell you, he's up against it, because Volkov, we know, is ranked 11 in the world, while a lot of successes for Balbi were earlier on. He got a World Cadet Championship gold back in 2002, but that was a long time back.
Well, certainly, and Balbi has got to show his best, because he's up against an experienced fighter, Vitaliy Volkov of Ukraine, ranked number 11 by the WSB, had a 3-2, 3 wins and 2 losses in the last season, when it was a very different format that was played in the inaugural season, where you had the continental groups in 3, the Americas, the Asian group and the European group. But this year it's an international group, all teams divided, 12 teams divided into 2 groups and playing on a home and away format. But that new format has allowed the introduction of newer teams, and that's why Mumbai Fighters have now made a place in the World Series of Boxing. As the boxers get ready to begin the action, we have Vitaliy Volkov of Ukraine, 27 years of age, facing up to Balbi Singh, who's 25. And I think a bit of an advantage for Balbi is that he's a left-hander, Charu.
Oh yeah, southpaws in boxing always have a bit of an advantage. And also, let's not forget that the Mumbai Fighters have been training right here in Pune, so there's a lot of home advantage, a lot of home crowd support. And Balbi is not going to be overawed by the occasion. He's pretty well muscled because he is used to the big stage. I remember an event which was resembling pro boxing back about 5-6 years ago in Delhi. He was one of the main cards, and he did extremely well against very good opposition. So Balbi's not going to be cowed down by anybody here, although yes, he is facing a very tough opponent in Volkov. Also, let's not forget, Balbi got a Commonwealth Championship silver back in 2004. So yes, once again, the success came a lot earlier for Balbi. This is in many ways an opportunity for Balbi to once again shine. And as we know, Ravi, World Series boxing is very importantly a bridge. That's the referee, Karakulov from Ukraine. And well, they all know the rules, but slightly different. We'll just quickly fill you in. Here's a look at the judges as well: Sharmak, Basi and Meratuyezov. Only 3 judges, unlike the 5 that we're used to seeing in other formats. And we'll explain to you about the point system as well as we go along. But we are almost set for the first round in our bantamweight contest. Only 5 bouts, 5 weights. And there's a lot of strategy involved, Ravi, as well. Who to put into the ring against whom, because there are sub-rules that we can get into. But these strategies are very important.
Well, certainly it is quite important for for the coaches to decide who to field and who not, and there's the glove being taped up. Both teams using the same manufacturer's gloves, so there is absolutely no advantage. Shiv Kumar Pal with his back to us, the head coach of the Mumbai Fighters, taping up the gloves for Balbi Singh. But Charu, it must be said that this is a great experience, almost a professional experience for amateur boxers. You're fighting without headgears, you're fighting without vests, so that also makes a lot of difference, because when the blows come on, you've got to make sure that the vests don't absorb the sting and the headgears don't protect your ears.
Well, without question, it's a step up from amateur boxing. And as I was saying earlier, the key word here, Ravi, is bridge. This, the World Series boxing, hey, easy, Balbi. You've got plenty of time, take it easy. Well, it's a bridge between amateur boxing and professional boxing. And which is why, of course, there's lack of protective gear. But we hope that all the boxers here will utilize the opportunity to step up and understand what professional boxing is all about, should they want to go into the professional ranks later on. The big advantage with WSB is the fact that they can fight in a simulated professional atmosphere, or why use the word simulated, in a professional atmosphere in the ring, and yet retain their amateur status. And they are all still fighting for positions in London 2012. So the IBA has done very well to step up their skill levels, to step up their boxing potential, and yet, of course, not lose their amateur status. That's a very important aspect of World Series boxing, Ravi.
Well, certainly a big step up for the amateur boxers to step into the ring as the referee, Mr. Karakulov of Ukraine, makes the final checks, and we are all set to get underway with the...
Good luck.
So all set to get underway. It is Karakulov waiting for the two boxers. 3 judges here, and that's again a change from the amateur judging where we have 5 judges. But this is a 10-point must scoring system, which means the winner of each round gets at least 10 points. 5 rounds of 3 minutes each. That is what a bout lasts. And as we are all set to kick this 2011-12 season of World Series of Boxing here in Pune.
Well, the early advantage we'll have to give to Volkov, because he's the taller of the two. Balbi, one of the shortest boxers, even in bantamweight category for the Mumbai Fighters. The rest around 169, 170 centimeters. Balbi only 161. But that height disadvantage may be made up because of the fact that he's a southpaw. He's very aggressive. In the first bout, though, in the first round, that is, almost always we'll see them sparring a bit, finding out how the opponent moves, what the strategies are. Nice left, 2 lefts. Oh yeah, well, Volkov does jab well. We can see that immediately. Balbi trying to respond with a big right, connects with a left. So we know that Balbi prefers the hooks, and Volkov likes his jabs.
Well, Volkov at the moment trying to work out what his opponent's strategy is, and Balbi would do well to make sure that he stays away from those left jabs, because if they get close enough, then Volkov could inflict some damage. But at the moment, Balbi is standing up and giving as good as he's getting, and Balbi is certainly looking not overawed by the occasion, matching Volkov punch for punch.
Volkov is certainly very experienced, and as we see now, his strategy, because he is the taller of the two, is to keep Balbi away with those left jabs, which is a wonderful strategy. Balbi will have to do so much more work to get on the inside, and we've seen that he likes to go for the big one, the big hook, which will ensure that Volkov keeps his guard up, because you don't want to get caught with a sucker punch. A nice right by Volkov. Balbi is up against it. Yeah, brilliant combination by Volkov.
Well, that's experience there for you. Volkov waiting for his opportunity and then getting his combinations in. So this round has certainly gone Volkov's way. Slow start, but certainly making sure that the punches count, and Balbi has got to step up now. Last 45 seconds in the first round remaining. Remember, it's 5 rounds of 3 minutes each, where the challenge this time a left, straight left from Balbi to Volkov's head would certainly have made an impression on the judges. But this will certainly be a very closely scored round, I must say. It may go Volkov's way, but Balbi won't be too far behind, Charu.
Yeah, Ravi, I can't quite see it that close for Balbi because it's been all Volkov. Gets a nice right in again and yeah, went in for an uppercut. So Volkov is looking very strong. Balbi is a little wild at this point of time. I think frustrated by the fact that he's unable to reach Volkov, who's much the taller of the two.
Well, there's the end of the first round, and we'll have to wait for the judges' scoring to come in, which will come in as per the World Series of Boxing rules at the just before the start of the second round, and that's when the fighters will not know, the arena will not know, but our viewers certainly will be able to know how the round has transpired. There you see the first round action.
You can see that Balbi is quite wild compared to Volkov, whose eyes are reflecting his experience, his focus. He's choosing his moments with great care. Comes into the right. Balbi once again cannot find the mark. Yeah, Ravi, I'm sorry, that didn't go too well for Balbi at all. We know he's a strong boy. He looks in very good condition. But Volkov, being the taller of the two, has kept Balbi away. And there we are. Yeah, I quite agree. Balbi clearly the weaker in the first round.
Well, 10-9 on all three judges' cards, so not too bad. He does have an opportunity to come back. He's got 4 more rounds to do that. Round number 2 has just got underway, and Balbi has started off with a right to the head, and that will make sure that Volkov keeps his distance, because if Balbi starts connecting with his left, then Volkov will have a lot to worry about, because the angle changes all of a sudden when you're facing a southpaw.
Yeah, Balbi got a nice right in, but Volkov still managing to keep him away, and yes, comes into the great combination. It's all Volkov right now. You can see how cleverly he keeps Balbi away by just extending that left hand of his every once in a while with a jab, every once in a while with the right. And Balbi is struggling, unable to find a way through. Nice left knocking by Balbi. But it's an uphill battle for sure for the young man from India.
Balbi is trying to make a fight of it. Lack of experience certainly telling on his showing, as he has managed to try and keep up with Volkov, certainly not being overawed by the occasion, and that certainly will help his cause in the coming rounds, because don't forget, this is a home and away league.
Yeah, I must compliment Volkov for his accuracy. Those left jabs almost always sneak through Balbi, as they did once again. Balbi trying to counter with a big right, but he just doesn't have the height. And Volkov once again, those jabs are piercing through and they're hurting Balbi. You can see that. And all Balbi can do, Ravi, is try and lunge forward for the big punch, which so far he's been pretty inaccurate with.
Looking to get the big left in. That's why you see the right hand dropping down, almost inviting Volkov to come close, but Volkov too wily to fall for that simple trick, and referee Mr. Karakulov of Ukraine separating the boxers. They come into a clinch. Again, Balbi coming close and boxers in a clinch, but referee signaling to Balbi that he can't come in with his head low. And Volkov, I think, has worked out his strategy very well. Knows he has the advantage of the inches, and using that left jab to keep Balbi off balance right all the way through. But again, I would say, with less than 30 seconds left, that it's still a very close round, Charu. Last time it was 10-9 on all three judges' cards.
Well, the crowd certainly likes it, and they're supporting their local hero, Balbi Singh. But technically, we've got to say, Volkov once again inflicting a lot of damage with those straight lefts, and every once in a while, a big right. Balbi is struggling. The end of the round, but I would still score it to Volkov, Ravi. He's been very steady, he's been smart, clever, and accurate, and that's what you need. But Balbi has a lot of fight in him.
Well, we've got 2 rounds gone, and it will certainly be uphill task. There you see the highlights of round number 2, Charu, where Volkov was handing it out, dishing it out to Balbi.
Yeah, you can see just how poised Volkov is. very straight head. Balbi, of course, all over the place. Did get a couple of punches in, maybe a little more than the first round. But there we go. Second round once again. Yeah, I would agree. Very much in Volkov's favor. And of course, the judges make it sound pretty normal, pretty reasonable for Balbi at 9-10, but Volkov clearly superior.
Well, so it does look on all three judges' cards. The scoring has been pretty uniform as far as Volkov and Balbi have been concerned. 10-9 in both rounds in favor of Volkov. And round number 3 gets underway. Now let's see, can Balbi fight back, because he is down by 2 points, and his corner may not know it, but coach Shiv Pal would certainly be realizing that his boxer is not in the reckoning at the moment for this bout. But Charu, it's quite obvious that the experience that the Milano Thunder bring to the World Series will hold them in good stead. Last time they had 2 champions and 1 finalist who has moved from Paris United to the franchise. So that's really strengthened their squad.
Well, they've come in with a very strong strategy this time around, Milano Thunder, no question about it. And got to say that Tron Stadium, Mumbai fighters are relatively new to the arena. It will take them time to get their strategy right. Meanwhile, Balbi continues to get a pounding from Vitaliy Volkov. After all, he is ranked number 11 in the world. Very clever boxer, comes in with another left. Balbi trying to counter, but every time Balbi tries to attack, he leaves himself open with his guard down, and Volkov truly has exploited it in a terrific fashion. Great left to the body there by Volkov. That must have hurt Balbi, who is showing now some signs of being a little tired, winded.
Well, Volkov has connected with a right to the head, and that has shaken Balbi a bit, but he's not giving up just yet. He is standing there and will take the punishment. But this round is clearly in favor of Volkov once again as the clock winds down to the final minute of the 3rd round. Volkov is in full control of this bout, and Balbi needs something special. There's again a right to the head from Volkov. So Balbi has got all the hard work to do, and if he's got to win this bout, he's got to do something really out of the ordinary now.
Now that reach advantage for Volkov being fully exploited by the world number 11, and Balbi just completely unable to find a way through. No chink in the armor here of Volkov, and Balbi at best can sneak in a punch or two. He's far shorter, perhaps as many as 8-9 centimeters, and that's proved to be a huge advantage for Vitaliy Volkov. Clearly superior, very much in command. A couple of wonderful combinations earlier on this round, a left and a right to the body, to the head. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Again, there's a clinch which Mr. Karakulov of Ukraine has to break, and there's the bell to signal the end of round number 3. And now I think Volkov would be feeling quite confident about this bout, and it will now be a really tough one. As Shiv Pal talks, there you see the highlights of round number 3.
Well, you can see the left to the body, Volkov completely in control, and Balbi somehow desperately trying to break through, trying to get close to Volkov to try and get a punch in. But every time he comes in, there's a bit of a clinch, and he has really been able to get nothing away. Once again, a 10-9. So the judges, of course, quite clearly seeing this in favor of Volkov. No surprises there at all. In fact, I'm surprised that he's getting 9 at all, Balbi, because that 3rd round looked to me like an 8-10, relatively.
I think judges are in the best position to judge how many points or how many punches each boxer is landing, but there is no question about Volkov's superiority as round number 4 gets underway, and let's see, can Balbi swing something special over here. He's got that advantage of being a southpaw, and the crowd is certainly behind him, but Volkov backs all the experience behind him. Not able to land his left, which Balbi is looking for as an opening, but Volkov knows that the southpaw was waiting for that opening to land the big one to the head and making sure that he stays far away.
Well, see, that's the typical problem. Balbi gets in close, trying to get a punch or two, and then, of course, gets into a clinch and can get nothing away. So we've got to say, in terms of skill, fabulous right by Volkov once again. In terms of reach, in terms of experience, everything in favor of Volkov, and he is taking heavy toll. Balbi looks to me like a very tired young man, and frustrated too. Manages a big left, but too little, too late.
Both fighters being told to not get into a clinch, but that is unavoidable in a close bout like this. But Balbi is certainly making a match of it. Let's not forget, Charu, that this is the first time that Balbi is fighting at this level, whereas Volkov does have a full season's experience behind him. And if Balbi can learn a trick or two from here, he could certainly serve Mumbai fighters very well in the coming bouts. Don't forget, World Series of Boxing group bouts will take place every Friday from here on, and Mumbai will be holding their home matches in Pune and will be traveling to other venues to face their opponents in the coming weeks.
Yeah, big right to the body by Balbi, but he is struggling, and I feel for him because he's absorbed so much punishment in the fourth round. Volkov completely in command, and Balbi, well, that's just a demonstration of what's been going on so far. Balbi flailing away, wildly missing, while Volkov with that right once again connecting, very accurate, completely in command. And as you can see, conditioning too makes a big difference. Balbi seems like a strong young man, but when it comes to stamina, and that's what you need for 5 rounds of 3 minutes each, and we can see that Balbi is struggling, Ravi. Well, manages a right, much to the delight of the crowd, but he's way behind on the punch count. Every time he gets close, Volkov manages very easily to keep him away with that long left arm of his, and comes in with a couple of combinations. Volkov once again on top.
Well, the final 15 seconds of the fourth round. That's down to 10 and the countdown begins, but Volkov, no doubt in this time, Balbi manages to connect with his right. There's the bell signaling the end of round number 4, and once again, no question about the superiority of the Ukrainian boxer representing Milano Thunder. That's Vitaliy Volkov, 27 years of age, and he's handing out the punishment to Balbi.
Yeah, Balbi just wild, trying to throw that big left of his, which he is trying to line up, but of course Volkov is too clever for that. Great footwork by Volkov as well, and Balbi just cannot power on. Once again, it's a 9-10 verdict for Balbi. Once again, that surprised Balbi. Well, game as he is, might not have deserved a 9-10, but what that does mean is that Volkov is too far ahead now for Balbi to mount any kind of comeback. He'll take a knockout here, which I don't think Balbi is capable of. I know he has the strength, but Vitaliy Volkov, too strong, too clever, too good.
Certainly the final round needs something very special from the Indian, and easy game for it. The crowd certainly getting involved now, but Volkov being wily, making sure that he stays on the ropes, and Balbi all of a sudden is throwing a few punches but not landing them as he would have liked. So that, and then an attempted uppercut from Volkov as Balbi got in too close for his own comfort.
Well, yeah, that's the thing now. Balbi throwing a few desperate punches, and in doing so, he will lose his guard, he will lose his composure. And we saw Volkov trying to exploit that with that uppercut. Luckily for Balbi, he missed. But there is danger here that Balbi, in an effort to try and go all out, might just give it all away as well. Excellent fight by Vitaliy Volkov. Clearly superior, but let's not be too critical of the Mumbai fighters. They've only started their campaign this season, World Series Boxing. And the Indians particularly don't quite have the same level of experience. So Balbi well fought, but Volkov clearly better. He goes on the aggression again.
Well, this bout certainly going the Italians' way, and the Italian team is looking to go 1-0 ahead. Remember, it's 5 bouts on the night that decide the winner of this contest, which is being held in Shiv Chhatrapati Sports Complex, Pune. Host of the complex opened in 2008 with the Commonwealth Youth Games, and this hall was also the venue for the boxing competition there. And Charu, I think it's quite fitting that the World Series of Boxing has kicked off here as well.
Without question, you have to utilize all these facilities. They are magnificent, but they have to be used. And I'm glad that Transtadia have managed to get this facility here for their first ever contest. But I feel for Balbi. He is a strong young man and perhaps possesses the stronger punch. But Volkov has been terrific, very accurate. And the hand speed that Vitaliy Volkov has, I'm afraid Balbi has found absolutely no answer to that.
Certainly the experience of the Ukrainian making sure that Balbi has plenty of lessons to learn from this contest. But sure, Balbi wouldn't be disappointed because he has realized that he needs to land a few more punches than what he has done today, as the final 20 seconds of this bout count down, and Vitaliy Volkov knows very well that he is in control. And there you see the final seconds of the bout being counted down, and there is the bell signaling the end of the bout. And there's absolutely no doubt, Charu, that Vitaliy Volkov is a deserving winner.
Yep, the end of the opening bout here, the inaugural competition of the 2011 World Series Boxing. Balbi a little desperate towards the end, flailing away. Look how composed Vitaliy Volkov is. He keeps his head up, ducks out of trouble, and came in with some fabulous combinations towards the end, showing just how well conditioned he is as an athlete. Sneaking through Balbi's guard time and again. Has been a masterful exhibition. This, can't call him young, he's 27. Vitaliy Volkov, and Balbi, well fought, but clearly second best this evening.
Both fighters being summoned to the middle by referee Mr. Mykola Karakolov of Ukraine, as we await the announcement of the result. No real surprises there, and as we see, we await the results of it is Vitaliy. So it's a 10-9 again in round number 5, and 45-50 on all three judges' cards. Is that a surprise for you, Charu?
Oh no, not at all. Vitaliy Volkov so clearly superior, and Balbi, as you can once again see here, did not enjoy height advantage at all. Tried desperately to sneak through, couldn't. He was flailing away. And well, we're not blaming Balbi, but it'll be a terrific, I suppose, exposure for him. But Vitaliy Volkov just fantastic on this opening night. And DNG Milano.